Right now, as you watch this, 93 million miles away, something is burning. It has been burning for 4.6 billion years. Every single second, it converts 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium. Every single second, without stopping, without slowing, without missing a single beat. And in doing so, it makes every living thing on this planet possible. Every heartbeat, every breath, every thought you have ever had, powered ultimately by that single burning star. Now, imagine it's gone, not dying slowly, not fading over billions of years, the way scientists say it will. Gone, instantly, completely, as if it were never there. What happens next is something most people have never truly thought through. And the answer is far stranger, far darker, and far more beautiful than you expect. Let's begin with the first few seconds. The sun disappears at exactly 12 noon. You are outside. You are looking up at a clear blue sky. And then nothing changes. Not yet, because here is something most people don't know. The light you are seeing right now left the sun 8 minutes and 20 seconds ago. You are not seeing the sun as it is. You are seeing the sun as it was, 8 minutes in the past. So for exactly 8 minutes and 20 seconds after the sun vanishes, you will have no idea. The sky will be blue. The air will be warm. Birds will still be singing. Children will still be playing. And the sun will already be gone. Then the light stops. Not gradually, not like a sunset, like someone flipped a switch. One moment, full daylight. The next moment, absolute darkness. Not the darkness of night. Night has the moon. Night has reflected sunlight bouncing off planets. This darkness has nothing, just stars. Cold and distant and completely indifferent. The first thing you notice is not the dark. It is the silence. Not because sound stops, but because every living thing goes quiet at once. Birds stop mid-song. Insects freeze. Dogs stop barking. Every animal on Earth feels something shift in a way that has no name. Something fundamental. Something ancient. Something that says, this is not right. Within 1 hour, the temperature begins to drop. Not dramatically. Not yet. Just a few degrees. Enough to notice. Enough to reach for a jacket. You might think, this is manageable. You might think, we have electricity. We have heat. We will be fine. And for the first few days, you would be right. By the end of day 1, the temperature has dropped by about 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Cities are still running. Power grids are still on. People are scared but organized. Emergency broadcasts are telling everyone to stay calm. And in the darkness outside, something beautiful happens that no living human has ever seen. The entire sky, from horizon to horizon, is nothing but stars. The Milky Way stretches overhead like a river of light. Billions of stars that have always been there, but invisible behind the sun's glare. For one night, just one, the universe reveals itself in a way it never has to modern human eyes. It is the most beautiful sky anyone has ever seen. And it may be the last beautiful thing for a very long time. By the end of the first week, the average surface temperature has dropped to 17 degrees Fahrenheit. Below freezing. Everywhere. Not just at the poles. Not just in the mountains. Everywhere. The tropics are freezing. The Amazon is freezing. The Sahara Desert, the hottest place on Earth, is freezing. Plants begin to die. Not slowly. Within days of losing sunlight, photosynthesis stops. Every green thing on Earth begins its countdown. The grasses go first, then the crops, then the forests begin to brown at the edges. By 1 month, the surface temperature has dropped to minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The oceans are beginning to freeze at the edges, not the depths. The deep ocean holds heat like a battery. But the surface is glass. By 1 year, the average surface temperature of Earth is minus 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Only the areas near volcanic activity, geothermal vents, hot springs, places where the Earth's own heat leaks through the crust, are survivable. The rest of the planet is a frozen, airless, silent wasteland. But here is where the story gets strange, because not everything dies. Deep in the ocean, at hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor, there are creatures that have never seen sunlight. Not once, not ever. They do not run on photosynthesis. They run on chemosynthesis, drawing energy from the chemicals that pour out of cracks in the Earth's crust. For them, the sun was always irrelevant. They would not even notice it was gone. And some scientists argue that life on Earth may have actually begun at those same vents. Billions of years ago, before the sun mattered, before photosynthesis existed, which means if the sun disappeared tomorrow, life on Earth would not end. It would simply return to where it started. But what about us? What about humans? Here is the uncomfortable truth. Most of us would not survive the first winter, not because of the cold alone, but because of what the cold destroys. Food supply. The global food system depends entirely on sunlight. Every calorie you have ever consumed traces back to a plant that converted sunlight into energy. When the plants die, the animals that eat plants die. When those animals die, the animals that eat animals die. Within months, the food chain collapses from the bottom up. But some humans would survive. The ones who get underground, deep underground, where geothermal energy provides heat, where nuclear power provides light, where hydroponic farms can grow food without sunlight. Scientists estimate that around deep geothermal areas, places like Iceland, Yellowstone, parts of East Africa, small communities could survive indefinitely. Not comfortably, not easily, but survive. And here is the most haunting thought of all. Those survivors, the humans who make it underground, would remember. They would tell stories about the sun to children who had never seen it. They would describe warmth to people who had never felt it. They would keep the memory alive through generations that had only ever known darkness and cold and the dim glow of artificial light. They would build religions around it. They would dream about it. They would paint pictures of it on underground walls, the way our ancestors painted animals on cave walls in the darkness 50,000 years ago. History would fold back on itself, and humanity, reduced, changed, diminished, would begin again, in the dark, the way we started. But here is what I want you to sit with. The sun is not going to disappear, not tomorrow, not for another 5 billion years, but it will end. Everything ends. Every star burns out. The sun is no exception. In approximately 5 billion years, it will expand into a red giant. It will swallow Mercury. It will swallow Venus. And it will reach toward Earth like a hand closing around a marble. And on that last day, if anything is still alive on this planet to witness it, they will see the sky turn red. They will feel a heat so intense that rock itself begins to melt. And the last light that falls on Earth will not be the soft golden light of a summer afternoon. It will be the light of the very thing that made us, coming back to take us with it. Right now, outside your window, the sun is shining. Or it rose this morning. Or it will rise tomorrow. And it will do that for longer than the human mind can truly comprehend. But it will not do it forever. Nothing does. The sun gave us everything, every ocean, every forest, every civilization, every song ever written, every child ever born, every moment of warmth you have ever felt on your face. It asked for nothing in return. It just burned. quietly, faithfully, for 4.6 billion years, and it will keep burning for 5 billion more. But somewhere, in the incomprehensible distance of time, it will stop. And on that day, the universe will be a slightly darker place than it was before. Go outside tomorrow, feel the sun on your face, and remember what you are actually feeling: the surface of a star, 93 million miles away, reaching across empty space just to warm your skin. That is not ordinary. That has never been ordinary. We just forgot to be amazed by it.